Now we get to our main event, and our guest of honor, Captain Jo-Ann Burdian. And look at that background. Wow. Hey, where are you?
Well, I am here in Miami Beach, and by the way, like, Admiral, I heard you talking about the Navy, sir, but we're the Coast Guard and we are recruiting.
That's excellent. So let me quickly go over Captain Burdian's bio. So Jo-Ann, give me a second to talk about you, because we're celebrating Hispanic heritage, and you're Puerto Riqueña, Boricua. And so today we are blessed to have you here. Captain Burdian assumed command of the Coast Guard District, Miami, not too long ago. And I hear that she has been selected, and I think, Robert Bard put this out there, but that you've been selected for flag, and you're just kind of waiting on that Senate confirmation, right?
Yes, sir. Nothing's given. Advice and consent, but we're standing by.
Standing by. So Captain Burdian assumed command in May of 2019. So not that short ago, but she directs all Coast Guard missions along 182 miles of Florida coastline, including Port Miami, Miami River, Port Everglades, and the Port of Palm Beach. So you're the captain of the port. Officer in charge of Marine Inspection, Federal Maritime Security Coordinator, Search and Rescue Mission Coordinator, and Federal On-Scene Coordinator for 250,000 square miles. That's Sector Miami. That's huge. So you're a Coast Guard Permanent Cutterman, honorary chief, whose previous operational assignments include Chief of Response at Sector Puget Sound, Commanding Officer of the Cutter Key Biscayne in St. Petersburg, and Executive Officer of the Cutter Atu in San Juan, Puerto Rico. That must have been a great tour.
It was an amazing tour. What an opportunity to connect with family down there.
Awesome. And you previously served as Coast Guard liaison to the U.S. House of Representatives, where you managed all service engagement with members of Congress, advised senior Coast Guard leaders on all matters related to the House of Representatives, and advocated for multi-billion-dollar acquisition programs and advancing authorizing legislation. So you took advantage of the Coast Guard Temporary Separation Program to care for your sons. You drilled as a member of the Selected Reserve in Sector St. Petersburg. Upon your return to active duty, you served as the Command Center Chief at Sector Miami, Florida. That's amazing. What a career. And I won't go into your whole bio, but that alone is just like, wow. Oh, and you need to be a HISPA role model. I'm connecting you with Yvonne. I know you guys have talked a little bit.
Appreciate you doing that. Yes, I'm hopeful to connect the amazing leaders here at Sector Miami to HISPA in this vibrant South Florida community, so we can create some long-term, lasting relationships as role models.
Awesome. And I know you're married to Captain Stephen Burdian, also of the Coast Guard?
Recently retired. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Native of New York, and you have 3 sons, Jack, Sean, and James. Wow. How do you juggle all of those duties with 3 sons?
Oh, Roy, usually my answer to that question is poorly. But the truth is, I married an amazing man who, while he spent 27 years on active duty, almost half of that at sea, and just an incredible leader and officer. He's an amazing life partner and best friend to me, and just a strong role model and incredible father to our children. And the truth is, like so many service members, and frankly, so many in my proud Hispanic family, we really relied on our family to help fill in the gaps for us an awful lot. So grateful to have had that support.
And that's awesome. That's amazing. So I do have a couple of questions. Since you're our Hispanic heritage guest, I'm going to ask you heritage questions. Where'd you grow up? Tell me about your heritage, your Hispanic heritage. Being Boricua in New York?
Yes, New Yorican. So my mom was born in Puerto Rico and lived there until she was about 13. And then tragically, her mom died of TB. And she had multiple older siblings, and her dad at the time decided that he couldn't care for the younger kids. So my mom, along with a couple of her siblings, moved in with my oldest aunt, who I grew up calling Nana, and moved in with her and her husband and their children, and moved around, mostly kind of Hell's Kitchen, and then eventually to the Bronx. And when my mom was a very, very young woman, she decided to leave their house. And I think this is the first moment in my own history where I think about the word esperanza, like my mother looking forward to a different future for herself and coming from a place of profound strength and hope for her own future, moved out and put herself through nursing school, and was a licensed nurse practitioner in emergency rooms around the South Bronx until she married him and met my dad and married him. And she made what I'm sure was a really, really tough decision to stay home and raise my sister and me. My dad was a New York City police officer, and so that's how they balanced their life. I get that question a lot. How do you balance work life? But that was their choice. And so, yeah, my Hispanic heritage comes from my amazing, strong, proud, inspirational mom.
Wow, that's awesome. So, what drove you to serve? You said your dad was a policeman. So
Yes.
why not a cop? Why a Coast Guard?
Well, one thing that my mother made sure of was that her daughters went to college. It's an opportunity. She went and had an amazing career as a young woman and went through that technical school. But one thing she wasn't able to accomplish for herself was a baccalaureate degree. And so that really, really was very, very important to her. And she drilled that into our heads like from jump. It was never anything but you girls are going to college. And so just as I was making the decision about where I would go to undergraduate, my sister was graduating from the University of Florida and decided she wanted to go to medical school. My mom was not working. My dad was a retired New York City police officer at that time. And so it became clear I really needed to look for ways to go to school that would either be free to me or the cost would be very, very limited. So because there was such a strong sense of service in my family, not only with my dad, but my mom, when she chose her profession, she chose to serve other people. So it really was just a strong undercurrent of service in our family home. I really thought that a life of service would be right for me. And so I started looking at military academies and ROTC scholarships. And I wish it was a better story than this, Roy. It is the least informed, best decision I ever made. I got a card in the mail from the Coast Guard Academy. I filled it out, an application, and was accepted and decided to go. The only boat I had ever been on was a Staten Island ferry.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I've been on that Staten Island ferry several times. It's not too bad. But it definitely isn't what you're doing today. So speaking about what you're doing today, I mean, I read off all these titles and all these jobs that you had. But tell us a little bit about what it is that you actually do.
I really, first and foremost, I have the great pleasure of leading about 800 active duty reserve and civilian Coast Guard service members, as well as about 1,300 auxiliary Coast Guardsmen who together we preserve safety, security, and resilience of the South Florida ports. We're responsible for saving lives at sea and protecting and preserving the beautiful marine environment here in South Florida. So I've got 10 ships and 4 boat stations with 27 boats attached to them that are kind of sprinkled throughout the South Florida area of responsibility. And really and truly, the job on paper is to direct operations. But what I enjoy most about this job is standing alongside amazing, talented Coast Guard personnel, learning alongside them and helping them grow into whoever they want to be.
And what a beautiful way to put that, right? Because it's about people. It isn't about the machines, the tools, the budgets that we manage. It truly is about the people that we work with and those that we can influence, that influence us. So thank you for that. So we talked a little bit earlier about the Hispanic Heritage Month, Esperanza. You can see it behind me. What does that word mean to you? You said a little bit about it, but when you think about hope, about Esperanza, what does that bring up in you? What kind of feelings and what do you see yourself? What do you hope to be soon here?
Oh gosh, what I admire most in great leaders and my mentors, and including Armel Schultz, who was on earlier, is really a sense of optimism and a drive toward a better future. And what's more important in a leader than a firm belief in our ability to improve the community we serve, improve the nation, improve our workspaces, our units, improve ourselves. And that really, really comes from a place of profound hope and optimism and belief in our power as individuals, as leaders, as members of crews and teams and service members to make improvements where we see them. And so for me, Esperanza, that's what that is. That is a focus on optimism as a leader. And even in those times when our friends, our family, our community, our nation, the globe, as we are now, have been in crisis, it falls to the nation's Coast Guard so often to be at our best when a family or community, a nation is at its worst. And you see that every single day, right? You see those crews responding to Hurricane Ida as she moved through the south and up into the northeast. You see that in the crews today off the coast of Los Angeles who are helping clean up a massive oil spill and restore that vibrant marine environment. And I observed that every day in such a profound way, the beginning of the global pandemic, when working together with leaders throughout the South Florida community, we found innovative solutions to really tough problems and were able to safely disembark about 150,000 people from 125 cruise ships as we oversaw the orderly suspension of that industry so people could go home, stay safe, and get well.
Wow, thank you, Jo-Ann, if I may. I have one final question for you. So what message do you have for the young Latino men and women out there who are thinking about their futures and what they want to do? What would you say to them today?
While I'm so nervous to acknowledge this selection, I will say that if confirmed, I'm so proud we'll never serve in a Coast Guard again, where they haven't had a Latina flag officer. And so I think about myself 30 years ago before I joined the Coast Guard. I never could have imagined I would be where I am. I never could have imagined that I would be in command of this amazing unit. And my hope is that, well, sure, I'm the first to achieve this specific accomplishment. I'm the first of many. So I hope there are young men and women watching who can see me sweeping away the glass at my feet and are ready to stand in my place, because, all of our goal is that no matter who you are, where you come from, who you pray to, who you love, your ethnicity, that everyone has an opportunity to achieve in our nation's military and in whatever profession they choose. And I'm so proud to be among the distinguished leaders and speakers you chose to join you here today. Felicidades, it's the 40th. I couldn't be prouder to be part of the change I never could have imagined so many years ago.
Wow, that is so inspirational. Thank you so much. And I think that you're a Hispanic star, absolutely, 100%. And I'm so proud that Lieutenant Commander Eric Driggs made the connection with us, and that you came along. So I've asked the attendees if they have any questions for you. I've got a congratulations, Rear Admiral Select. You're a great role model. We look forward to profiling you in December issue of Latina Style. So more magazine coverage, and that's awesome. Thank you, Robert Bard. And with your permission, Dr. Yvonne Diaz-Clase would love to highlight this recording for her 20,000 inspirational stories for their youth platform. I already said yes for you. But it's amazing. Okay. Hey, Jo-Ann, you've been amazing. I don't see any questions right now, but thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you do. I had the pleasure yesterday of going up to Boston and with the ANSO chapter, New England chapter, be part of their Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. They had a great crowd out there. I got to talk to a few Coast Guardsmen and Guardians, and talk to them about you, and the response I got was of glowing smiles. Oh my God, I totally know her. And it was just like, wow, you're a superstar. And that's amazing that you're well known out there, that people respect you, they know what you've done, and they're all very proud of being associated with Latina like you. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, thank you very much. And we have one more program. Thank you, Captain Jo-Ann Burdian, Admiral Select, soon to be, and we hope to see you again soon. Before we close today, I'm going to play you a message from Miss Claudia Romo Edelman, the director of the Hispanic Star and the We're All Human movement. All right.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be part of ANSO's Hispanic Heritage Month virtual event. My name is Claudia Romo Edelman. I'm the founder of the World Human Foundation, and I have a message for all of you. This Hispanic Heritage Month is time to have Latino pride and Latino unity. This Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to recognize not only our heritage and the incredible contributions that the Latino community has had since the 16th century in this country. It is time to understand that we are about to cross the finishing line, that we're about to invest in the last battle for our community, that we are about to embark in taking this window of opportunity, that we have this historic window of opportunity for us to be the last generation of Latinos that is not seen, not heard, not valued. We have an opportunity for the next generation to be fully seen, fully paid, fully recognized, full of opportunities. All the conditions to succeed are given. The census data is absolutely irrevocable. We are the youth, we're the people, we're the economic power, we're the workforce growth, we're the taxpayers, the social security number, the social security payers. In an aging America, Latinos are really driving to the American dream. And if there's one thing that we have to recognize, is how much is important for all of us to unite and to be proud. Latino unity, Latino pride. And this is an invitation for all of you to recognize the incredible role that every one of us play in actually being a role model for others, in showing what a Latino success story is. We have to see it so that we can be it. You at ANSO, you have an incredible opportunity with the roles that you play. You're the heroes of our nation. I recall distinctively when I heard that in the film Battleship, Liam Neeson's role in reality is played by a Latina. What an honor. I need to see more of you being role models, being part of communications, exposing and telling your story, speaking up, standing up, letting other people see us, and shining like stars, remembering that Hispanics are stars, positive contributors to the country. America is made of stars. We Hispanics, we're one of them. So I wish all of you a happy Hispanic Heritage Month 1, in which we can sing from the same song sheet and sing from the same song sheet together, so we can set the record straight and remind all of us that Latinos are nothing but progress. Thank you so much for having me, and happy virtual event.
Amazing. This concludes our program for today. I want to thank everybody who took the time to speak here today for all that they're doing for our Hispanic Latino community, not just the Hispanic Latino community, for the entire country in so many ways. And it's a privilege for me to be able to lead this organization that we call the Association of Naval Services Officers. I look forward to working with each and every one of you to help our service members to grow, to recruit the right people to come into our services to make them even greater than they are today, and to continue to help those who are in to stay Navy, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Merchant Marines until they reach the highest ranks in their highest potentials. So thank you all. Be very blessed. Have a wonderful day.